Hello and a very good evening to you. It'll be a dry and fine Friday night for much of the UK, but that's not the case for all parts. Across the far north of Scotland we have this area of low pressure pushed in on a strong westerly jet stream. And now, as you can see on these tight isobars, it's going to be particularly windy to start the day on Saturday across the northern half of the country. Further south though, that cold front begins to move away and high pressure begins to dominate across the southern half of the UK and through the second half of the weekend. Back to this evening though, so plenty of places dry and clear through this evening. There is a few isolated showers that may work their way into the southwest or western part of Wales, but the main feature is this cold front, quite squally in nature, and that'll be pushing into Northern Ireland and parts of Scotland in towards Saturday morning. You can notice on here, particularly around Northern Ireland, that there are some heavier returns on that, those reds on those pictures there, indicating quite heavy rain expected. Winds as well are going to be particularly strong, coastal gales expected across northwestern parts. Temperatures then to start the morning, 12 to 13 degrees and feeling quite chilly with those stronger winds. Elsewhere, a touch milder and perhaps a bit cooler in some rural spots elsewhere. Through the rest of Saturday morning, very much a day of two halves then. Across the southern half and particularly the eastern half of England, quite a bright sunny start to the day. But we do have this frontal system continuing to sink south. It will break up as it does so by the time it reaches North Wales, northern England by Saturday afternoon, it'll have lost a lot of that heavy rain and we mostly a sort of showery feature with some cloud. Behind it though, there's plenty of showers still moving into parts of Northern Ireland and plenty of blustery showers across Scotland as well. Temperatures will be quite different across the UK as well, so around 7 to 19 degrees across Scotland and Northern Ireland. Down the west coast of Wales and parts of western parts of Devon and Cornwall as well on those coastal locations, it will still feel a bit chilly. There's certainly going to be a breeze across these western parts. Inland though, more sunshine and more shelter from that wind, and here we're expecting to see temperatures up to 26, maybe even 27 degrees. Through Saturday evening then, so that frontal system breaks up further and most places starting to see drier and clearer conditions overnight. That wind as well will noticeably be decreasing overnight for all parts, still touch breezy across northwestern parts of Scotland, but notably a lot less so than it has for the last couple of days. Temperatures around 11 to 12 degrees, perhaps a little bit milder further north, but in rural spots under clear skies and with those lighter winds, there could be some places that get into single figures to start the day on Sunday. Through Sunday then, so we have high pressure beginning to develop more so across the UK, and you can see quite warm air could be dragged in across the far southwest as well. So Sunday, a pretty decent day for most of the UK. High pressure showing its dominance for many, and we're starting to see even across the north of Scotland those few isolated showers, but much less frequent and much less heavy than those we've seen for the last couple of days. We do notice that there's going to be a frontal system that slowly starts to move its way into Northern Ireland though, and we could see some patchy rain here by later on Sunday afternoon. Temperatures again quite different across the board, mainly in the high teens across the northern half of the UK and down the western coast, but again in central parts and particularly eastern parts of England could get 26 or 27 degrees and feeling quite warm. So moving through the rest of this weekend, I'm sure you've heard that we might see some more warmth as we head into the early part of next week. If you want to find out any more about that, please do keep a look at our YouTube channel.